Bojo Melinda Deshnakas, Mishkotani Bodwai Wadmi Dao. My name is Melinda Williamson, and I'm the founder of Morning Light Kombucha. We are one of the only indigenous-owned kombucha companies in the U.S., and we got started in 2016, and we're located in Hoyt, Kansas. So kombucha is a fermented tea. So it's how we make it is we make it with a green and black tea blend. We make a really strong sweet tea. We add organic cane sugar to it, and then we make a really strong sweet tea and we add it into the fermenters. And it ferments and the fermenters are kombucha culture too. And so that ferments for anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. And during that time, probiotics are produced, most of the sugar is consumed. So while it's starting out with a lot of sugar, that sugar is needed for the yeast to feed on. So when it ends, like the end product is around anywhere from 9 grams to maybe 11 grams per 12 ounce can. So it's low in sugar. The end product it's tart, it's fizzy, and it's full of the organic acids and probiotics. It's a good alternative to soda. So some of the health benefits of kombucha are with the probiotics. I was kind of talking about it a little bit earlier, but the gut microbiome, it's really important that we keep our gut microbiome healthy, and so I just actually read something today that came out, a study that just came out, that they were finding that people who were consuming 2 to 3 servings of fermented foods a day, so that's yogurt, kombucha, kefir, and just, sauerkraut, things like that, actually were reducing their stress levels. It was improving their mood, and all of that stuff has to do with just, it starts in the gut. Another thing that kombucha produces during fermentation are amino acids and vitamins, so B vitamins, and they can give you kind of this like a natural boost of energy. So we even have a lot of people who are runners and they'll drink it before their races or before their workouts. It's not an energy drink. It's not going to give you that kind of, energy, but it gives you like little boosts of energy. So glucaric acid is a natural detoxification, or kind of helps with detoxification of the body and the liver, aids in liver support. And then there's glucosamine, another organic acid that helps with inflammation. And so, those organic acids help with inflammation, but also going back to like getting the gut healthy. So, having an unhealthy gut it creates a lot of inflammation in the body in general. So getting kind of that back in balance and can help with lowering inflammation as well. And that's really how I got into it. And I'll kind of go into like how I got into kombucha, but there's other studies that have been coming out, and it's kind of linked the gut health with like the immune system and cancer, gastrointestinal issues. So there's just, I'm kind of waiting. I was in academia for years, so I like to read journal articles and nerdy things, but there's more and more studies that are coming out with kombucha that are kind of showing a lot of these benefits. And so how I got into kombucha is about 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune illness. And so during that time, I was just really trying to figure out ways to heal. They think that what I have is like pre-lupus, and around that time I lost someone I knew to lupus, and so it was just really like a scary time. So I was kind of looking at ways to heal with food and looking at medicines, and so I just really started kind of revamping my and my daughter's diet. So really paying attention to what we're eating, where our food's coming from, going out and foraging more. And another, like along that journey, I started learning about fermented foods and how important they were to gut health, and how the gut was linked to all the, like immune system issues. And so I read about kombucha, which I had never heard of before, and I found some at the local health food store. So I started drinking that and incorporating that into our diet, and then like kimchi and sauerkraut, all stuff that I liked before, but having that more often. And so at that time I was working in academia as a senior research specialist in Oklahoma, but I wanted to move closer to home to raise my daughter. And so I kind of decided during that transition period that when I moved, I wanted to come back home and start a business. And so I kind of settled on kombucha during that time, mainly because with my business, I didn't know at the time what kind of business I wanted. I just knew that I wanted to start something that had an impact, like a positive impact on my community back home. And so I was trying to think of all these things that had helped me heal with my autoimmune illness. And so I was thinking about green smoothies and, working with local farms to like source the ingredients. But I started brewing kombucha when I came back. And then people liked it. So I thought, this is easier. It's a little bit less of a upfront cost. So that's kind of how I started. So one of the things, we have these foundational values that we have with our business. And before I even started, I knew that working with local farms in the community was something I really wanted to do. So we partner with local farms, or we partner with indigenous farmers, and the common theme is that they're all focused on sustainable agriculture. So we go out, we visit the farms, we create, friendships and partnerships with the farms, and so we know where we're coming, where our stuff's coming from. We also go out and harvest and we forage. So we go out and get elderberries and mulberries and pawpaws and mint, sage, just anything that, anything that's in season, and then we incorporate that into our kombucha. And so while right now the kombucha that the community is getting and you guys are all getting, none of those are foraged necessarily by us, but one of the flavors is a peppermint, and that one is actually was harvested this past summer, and it's peppermint from an indigenous farmer, and it's so good. It's so good. And so hopefully you guys will get to try that one. But so one of our other foundational values is sustainability. So when we started, we only did kombucha on tap, and we really wanted to like have those conversations with the community, get people thinking about like reusing bottles and coming in, and we accepted all different kinds of bottles. They didn't have to be ours, and so that was one of the things that was important to us. In our brewing operations, we compost. We have a compost pile. We compost 100% of our brewery waste. We recycle, and then we decided to go with cans because we knew in our community at least glass recycling is really limited, and so I knew once we started doing smaller bottles, they were going to go in the trash. Some people would come and refill and things like that, but most people weren't recycling glass because it wasn't an easy thing to do. So when we decided to start doing prepackaged items and offerings, we decided to do cans. So that's kind of how we could continue to kind of stay with our values. Another thing is like job creation for our people. So right now there's 5 of us. We're all tribal members. And we want to, as we continue to grow, we want to continue to, hire people from our communities. We even have purchased like training that stays with us. So if people were interested in becoming our head brewers, like that can be something that they can come in and, we'll pay for that education, and they could take that and go somewhere else if they wanted to. So everybody who works, we talk during the hiring process. It's like we have a lot of young people, and so we're like, what do you want to get from this? Because this is a stepping stone, and you guys are going to move on. And so we've had people who are interested in graphic design, and one of our workers actually designed this sweatshirt. And so we're just trying to give everyone opportunities for different things. And then another foundational value is giving back. So we give back a percentage of all of our sales back to Native communities in the U.S., Canada, and it's just something we've done from the very beginning, and something that we'll continue to do with the business. So, it's a blurry picture, but so in the 6-packs, well, they're 12 packs, but we've got our 4 signature flavors. So we have strawberry basil, blackberry lemongrass, ginger limeade, and beet ginger lime. And then you guys will see that there's a black can, and that's our harvest series, our fresh harvest series, and that's kind of our seasonal flavors. And so in order, you'll see written, we hand write the flavors on the side. So some people don't realize that they don't know. So just that's how you'll find out what kind you have. But in the fresh harvest series, we've got the peppermint, which is peppermint from the Meskwaki farms in Lawrence, and then vanilla bean. And then we have Mexican hot chocolate. I don't know champorado, I think is how you say it, but it's from Pinole Blue, which is a company out of Wichita, Kansas, but it's a Mexican company, and they go out and they harvest their blue corn from their community in Mexico. And then it has blue corn, roasted blue corn, and cacao, and then some cinnamon and just some other things in there. So it's not like your typical hot chocolate. And then we have a peppermint hot chocolate, which is just a mix of the two. And then a spicy peach. So the spicy peach does have cayenne pepper. It has Georgia peaches, cayenne pepper, and vanilla bean. So just so you guys kind of know that one's going to be a little on the spicy side, but it's really good. So, how to consume it. So what we tell people is, if you're going to be drinking it more for medicinal purposes, inflammation, digestion, all you really need every day is 4 to 8 ounces, and the cans are 12 ounces. So you can definitely drink 12 ounces. It's not a problem at all. But you don't have to drink that. And so what I say is, if there's people who want to just drink 3-4 ounces a day, you can pour the can into a jelly jar or something like that, and then cap it. It'll keep a little bit of its fizziness. And you can just drink a little bit every day, or you can have a can a day. So, and I think that's all, but I do want to say that we are on Facebook and Instagram if you guys want to follow us. And we ship nationwide. So if you guys love the product and you want to have it shipped to your doorstep, we ship our 12 packs nationwide, and we usually try to ship them 2 days, so they're here pretty quick. So, thank you guys for having us and supporting our brand, and we just appreciate it so much.